We are back with Eastern European DPC Division 2. I'm Harry Freak and I'm going to be bringing you the action of the second series of the day here as well. First series, NAVI completely demolished Cybercats. Thus, we had a 65-minute break here between the series number 1 and the series number 2. That, again, is going to be having NAVI, only this time it's going to be NAVI Junior versus Team Sexy. So NAVI Junior in general, they started off the season really well. But now they lost 2 series in a row. One versus Moneymakers, one versus Matryoshka. In one of those series, they did get a game. In a series that they lost versus NAVI, they also got a game. That's the only game that NAVI themselves have lost. But now they're going to be facing off versus Team Sexy. And Team Sexy, these guys, they are not playing around. They have been winning quite easily versus a lot of teams. They 2-0'd Storm. They 2-0'd Cybercats. They 2-0'd Moneymakers. The only series that they have lost was versus NAVI and versus Matryoshka. So that was a surprise, considering that Matryoshka, they won versus NAVI Junior, they won versus Team Sexy, but they have lost some people would say easy series for them. With that being said, this series here should be closer than the previous one, though Team Sexy are coming in as the favorites. They have been playing a lot better, and NAVI Junior, their start was amazing, but the continuation of the season not so much. At some point it looked like they could be the ones that go through, that actually make it to the Division 1 together with the first team of NAVI. But now, unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Of course, if they win versus Team Sexy, here they're still gonna be in the race, but I'm inclined to believe that that is not going to happen. With that being said, we do have a draft on our hands, so we'll see how the teams go for it, and it will be Team Sexy opening up with the Pugna that has been making a really good progress in the Division 2 here so far.
10 seconds.
The thing with the Pugna is it started off really badly, and now it's at like 50% win rate. At one point in the DPC here, it was like, I don't know, 3-10 or whatever, and now it's 11-11. I think today though they did lose one game with it, so that makes it under 50% again, but it is still an amazing hero currently in the Dota 2 world. We'll see if NAVI Junior, yeah, they do go for a Storm. They will pick up a Beastmaster. That is a bold move, going for a Beast. This could be a Naga, sorry, a Medusa pick. Oh, actually, I meant Naga. Medusa is banned out. A Medusa pick immediately to deal with the Beastmaster versus the Storm. You're also pretty solid because you can net him during the song. So you're actually a really decent hero at catching him. Also, you know, we've seen the Naga do well versus the Beastmaster in general, so we'll see if that go for here on Team Sexy. 7 Jesu is a great Naga player. They could go for a Seeker as well, but generally not a good hero versus the Storm. They'll go for the Quap. Okay, so we see our mid laners being picked up in the first phase. That's not a standard occurrence. We see one come out, but the 2 of them very, very rarely. So there's gonna be a lot of pain and screaming here between the Beastmaster and the Queen. They are gonna be shouting at each other. Hopefully they do make it work. They definitely have a lot in common. So let's see, Team Sexy, what do you ban? You don't have to ban any bad matchups in the mid for the Queen. Maybe you get rid of the Coddle. They will ban out the TA for now. NAVI Junior has been doing well with that one. Let's see what NAVI Junior has been playing lately. Though lately, they haven't been looking the greatest. So they play the Brood.
10 seconds remaining.
They play the Juggernaut as their carry. So I guess that could be something that you're looking to do here, especially having the Beastmaster. Both of those heroes would do well with him, though they did play an offlane Brood. They played a Morphling as well. So far, the hero hasn't been picked. The hero hasn't been banned, which he's not getting through the second phase for sure, ban or pick. Versus Moneymakers.
10 seconds remaining.
They're playing a lot of Brood in the Morphling. It seems on NAVI Junior. Makes sense. Got the juice. Is a huge Morphling player.
Dire
Actually, there's
team
gonna be an
ban.
Oracle ban. That's an interesting one. And a ban on the Visage. Okay. I guess Team Sexy does play the Visage from time to time. They do like to have a Aura type offlaner. I'm trying to see if they have ever played a non-Aura type, something that can battle. Not really.
5
Yeah, every single
seconds
time.
remaining.
We'll see if that's gonna remain the case here in this series as well. I would put my money on it, definitely. So Team Sexy. Oracle ban is quite interesting. I don't know if, like, how many Oracles have you even seen here in the Eastern European DPC in Division 2? 5 picks to win 3 currently, so not that much. And it's so sad that we only have 17 heroes that have been picked 10 plus times. "35 heroes that have been picked 5 plus times. It's just, I don't know.
Radiant
It kind of
team
hurts when the meta is just not as developed as you would like it to be. Hopefully it does get so soon. I personally am getting kind of tired of the same heroes, though this opening was somewhat different. I still believe that the rest of the picks are gonna be very close to what we have been seeing. Navi Jr., I would not mind a Seeker ban here, but they ban out the Lycan. They will be picking up a Batrider. So that is going to be a 4 Batrider laning with the Beastmaster for sure. I have even more reasons to believe that Team Sexy might go for a Naga, though they could go for a Morphling themselves. It's actually a pretty solid hero with the Pugna. You don't have a Storm for yourself. You don't have a
5 seconds remaining.
a Medusa. The Morphling actually fits that role quite nicely. You could go Morphling Undying right now if you want in Team Sexy. But it is going to be the Morph. And let's see, is it going to be an Undying versus the Batrider? As a support, it's sometimes a little bit risky to go for the Undying. But you should be okay.
Ten seconds remaining.
So, they are taking their
5
time on Team
seconds
Sexy.
remaining.
Morphling was a no-brainer, it seems. I'm actually surprised that Navi Jr. didn't pick it here as their first pick in the second phase.
Radiant team pick.
Team Sexy, they pick up a
Dire team
Rubik.
ban.
So most likely it's gonna be the Pugna lane with the Morphling. Immediately the Silencer will be coming out, which is okay. But unless you can bring down the Morphling and the Queen during the global silence, you are screwed. You are definitely screwed. It does open up
10
the
seconds
map a little bit
remaining.
for the Storm because you can jump in quite deep. The
5
two
seconds
supports of
remaining.
Navi, now they have Catch, they have
Radiant
Team
team
Fight,
ban.
their laning stage is solid. I like them in general. And Team Sexy, they do have heroes to punish you when you don't have your
Dire
ultis.
team ban.
But it's not like Navi
Radiant
Jr. don't have
team
anything
ban.
to allow them to hide, right? The Hawk Vision, the Storm can be quite hard to catch. You can be breaking your smoke. You don't have the best catching team. You have a good one on Team Sexy. You're much better at kind of reinitiation, counter damage coming out from the co-op if the enemies get too
10
close,
seconds
but
remaining.
that's where the Silencer kicks in. You can commit onto any target with a global silence, and it will be
5
preventing
seconds
the
remaining.
co-op from stopping you in your plans. So Navi Jr. they get rid of the
Team
Tide
pick.
and the Underlord. So does it leave the Visage open if you want to go that route here on the side of Team Sexy? That's something you would want. They haven't really played like Mars or something along those lines. What's left out of the Aura heroes? So Visage,
seconds
no, Visage
remaining.
was banned actually. So there has to be
5
something
seconds remaining.
that they have played recently.
Radiant team pick.
Spirit Breaker? Yes, Spirit Breaker. Yeah, there is. Okay, so that's a non-Aura hero that they went for. In general, that's the only one. As you see the Spirit Breaker, the Juggernaut immediately isn't as strong as you would want it, because
10
you're dealing with
seconds
Queen,
remaining.
Morphling, Spirit Breaker, and there's also the Crepify from the
5
Pugna. So no,
seconds remaining.
no Jugger. Is there anything else you could go for that benefits quite a lot? You could go for a Naga Siren yourself. I actually wouldn't mind it. It would allow you to push out the waves a little bit, and without any aura heroes, without AoE spell damage, that would be great. Only the Queen of Pain Axe is something you should be scared of, and that's only later on in the game. Plus, you don't really ever have to go for a big fight. Terrorblade or Naga. I think that's the approach here. Because you want to be able to push out the waves without showing yourself versus the Spirit Breaker. And you ban out the Tidehunter and the Underlord, so I would prefer the Naga. But we'll go for the PL. I like illusion based heroes, but the PL is not gonna be buying a Lincoln, so Morphling Axe is gonna be a big problem. Pushing out the waves without showing yourself for a PL, it's a lot tougher than for the Terrorblade or the Naga. So I think out of the 3 agility illusion heroes, that this was the worst one. So I'm not a fan. I don't know. I mean, when you look at Team Sexy, their ability to kill illusions is not really there. But imagine if the Morphling turns into the PL. Like, what the hell are you gonna do? What the hell are you gonna do without any attack speed? 70 attack speed gone, 20% of your agility gone. Like, you're toast. I'm gonna have to be going for Team Sexy here. I'm just not the biggest fan of the PL pick in general. I think there are games where the PL would shine, and I don't think this is the one, right? Because you're gonna have to show in lanes, meaning that during the downtimes of your global silence, you're gonna have to show your face, and Nefrit with the Spirit Breaker plus the Queen of Pain, a very mobile hero on the map as well, will be able to hunt you or your friends down, like depending on who goes to push it out. But it doesn't have to mean much. These teams are much closer than the previous one, so we're gonna have to get into the game to find out who will actually be the victor of the first game of the series. Before that, a word from our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system, welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
Only making it worse.
And game number 1 of NAVI Junior versus Team Sexy underway. NAVI, today as an organization, they got one of their teams to Division 1. And we're seeing the odds here definitely not favoring NAVI Junior. Team Sexy coming in as the heavy favorites according to UGB. But NAVI, as we mentioned today, as an organization, got one of their teams into Division 1. NAVI Junior, they lose this one, they're gonna make sure that the other one doesn't go through. If they win this one, then these two teams are gonna be facing off once more versus each other. The tiebreakers are pretty much set in stone. It's just a question of when. Sorry, of who will be playing who. If NAVI Junior wins versus Team Sexy, these two teams are going to be playing with a 43 score. If Team Sexy wins, they will secure that they at least play tiebreakers versus Moneymakers potentially if Moneymakers do win their next 2 series. There's a lot of ifs and buts. We still have this and 2 more days left, so one of those is a best of 3 day. So that's why it's actually hard to come to a conclusion who will be playing whom in tiebreakers. Still a lot of the games to be played. As NAVI Junior, they get 2 runes. Team Sexy, they will get 2 runes as well. PMA is gonna be smacked down a little bit, and Daze, he wants to be fighting versus 2 heroes. Maybe want to get out of there fast enough. Sticks are gonna be very important for Team Sexy in that top lane. Like, you are versus a Bat, he's not really gonna be skilling up Sticky Napalm anytime soon, but also versus a Beastmaster. And even if the Bat isn't getting the Sticky Napalm, he's still spamming his Flame Break, so you are gonna be getting those stick charges up for sure. Overall, nice deny there from 7 Jesu. Well, we'll see how this goes, right? I'm just curious about the mid lane, but for now we're going to be looking at bot. I don't see the PL and the Silencer really pressuring the Spirit Breaker. They might be able to threaten the Rubik's life here and there, but overall it should be a farm trade lane, where the PL does have a good chance to have a solid amount of farm. We'll see if the Rubik can slow him down anything with the with the Fade Bolt. Mid lane, Storm Spirit usually struggles versus the Quap. Gonna be fun to see how well Mirage will be doing there versus the Storm. In general, the Queen of Pain has been making a comeback into the meta, doing quite well. Though I have seen some games the Queen struggle versus the Storm. Storm just seems to be very, very powerful as a laner, as a hero in general. And it's continuing here. The laning phase has started off quite nicely for him. Navi. The first team there. They were playing some slow Dota. Navi Junior, they like to do it as well. Though they do not apply as much pressure as their seniors. Once the early mid game does start, but looking at the lineups here, there is gonna be a lot of fighting. Like, I would be very surprised if we see a passive gameplay from either of the teams. Like Navi Junior, when you have the global science, if you're just waiting for it to be forced out defensively, you are making a mistake. And Team Sexy, if when the global science is down, you're not just forcing the issue, then you're making a mistake. That's just how it goes. Though I have to say, Navi Junior, the games that they have been winning, usually it's the late game that they have. This game in particular, I don't think they have late game over Team Sexy. Just so much mobility on the Spirit Breaker. This hero is insane. In terms of lanes, nobody's really struggling, so it's very close here. The Storm is stacking some camps for himself. Nice block there, coming out from the Rubik.
That should help.
Navi Junior, I think when people started banning the Magnus versus them, that they really started
Radiant's courier has
struggling, because PMA has like brought them back from the dead with that Magnus so many times. That's why I don't know, I don't have that much faith in them in this series in particular. The more I think about it, the more I'm expecting this to be a 2-0. Even though coming into the series, I kind of felt like Navi Junior should have a shot, and they do. Richmond will be annoyed by Mirage there. Even pops the glyph just to make sure that he can harass him and get an eye on the range creep. Richmond is gonna have to move away from this lane if he wants to live. The water runes, they're not gonna be his. Even with the Rubik in the vicinity, he will save it for Mirage, who definitely needs the extra mana. And actually, they're coming over. They might even kill Richmond. Here's the thing. Lanes going really well for Team Sexy. Navi Junior. This is what they have struggled with, laning phase. And you can get away with it when you're playing like a Magnus, when you have repositioning tools. But with their heroes, losing the laning stage is a big issue, especially this hard. I mean, this is a hard loss. Every single position has a much better time. Now with Mirage being level 5, there's going to be 3 points in the Shadow Strike. The laning phase is over for the Storm. He's just gonna have to take it till the end, dropping low. He does have the Fairy Fire, should be able to live because of it. And the Flame Break, in the end the creep kills him. So nobody gets the extra gold there for the first blood. It will be the range creep that finishes him off. You can literally see that one attack flying as Navi Junior will saying, no! The Blood Grenade probably would have gotten the kill there with the Flame Break, but unfortunately, the range creep, he thought he was helping. That was lame. Yeah, it was, Days. It was. Richmond, as we said, the laning phase for him is over. Staying versus the co-op until he hits level 6 is impossible. 9 class is also just going to be running around the jungle stealing the experience. And Richmond, he's having a really bad time. Devin Jesu as the waveform, he has been left all alone as his supports just making sure to scout out the enemy triangle, scout out the camps, block them, annoy the Storm even further. But it is gonna be the Morphling paying the price. I'd say he doesn't mind if Richmond is having such a bad time overall. And even Nefrit, in a 1 versus 1 scenario versus the PL, he's gonna be doing better. He's just way too tanky for the PL to in any way push him out of the lane. Especially now once he gets the phase boots, it's gonna be next to impossible. Only one kill so far, and it has been the creep. The Radiant creep that got it. 6.5 minutes in. We are still not seeing any blood drawn. The first blood won't happen here because the creep already took it, right? Imagine that creep. He comes home that night, says, honey, we're rich. We really are. For a creep to get close to 500 gold, that's big. Mirage does have the Arcanum jumping in on Richmond. Will be finishing him up. The Silencer is in the vicinity. He won't be able to finish off Mirage, though, who will get the TP back. Oh, what the hell? Mirage, you might die because of that. He didn't want to go back to the base. Understandable, but almost cost him his life. Would have been a complete disaster. As NAVI Jr., they're getting some stacks in. I would imagine that Team Sexy would want to pressure the top lane. If you take that tower down, it would be a big deal, and you do have a Morphling. But the first siege creep wave already got taken down by NAVI Jr., so it wouldn't be easy whatsoever. And PMA, out of all the heroes of NAVI, is having the best time. We'll have the Helm of the Dominator in no time, actually. And he does have maxed out wild access, so farming the Ancients not gonna be that big of an issue for him. But there is some vision from Team Sexy there, so invading isn't out of the question. Got the juice. He wants to escape. Nice dodge there with the Doppelganger without the charge damage. Okay, they know which the real one is. Nefrit is gonna be smacking down an illusion for now. It's 9 class. Escaping to the mid lane. They want to secure the second power rune here for the Queen of Pain. Storm, for him to come back into the game, he's going to be needing some runes, and it is going to be one on the bottom lane now. 9 class, he is going to understand he went too far, but the Queen of Pain is here, going to be saving his buddies with the Shadow Strike, sending Daze back. And the haste rune still remaining on the bottom lane. Storm doesn't have the guts to just zip through to it because he doesn't really know which one it is. The Queen of Pain, well, she will be securing it as God the Juice is being ran at by the Spirit Breaker, who will just charge through the creeps. No interest in killing the PL. He does have the Healing Lotus, so pretty much a tough target for Nefrit to bring down, especially now with his ulti already being expended. Got the Juice. It's thinking about going for Nefrit. They do it there, and Team Sexy. What are they doing? Are they gonna try to steal this with the 2 supports? Will be quite cool to see. And Mirage is here. He does come over to help. PMA doesn't have that much mana, and this is gonna be a camp stolen for now. The Beastmaster needs to be careful so that it's not his life that gets stolen as well. A very interesting game. 2 kills, 9 minutes in. It's like we're watching the game whose name we will not say. Guys, it's the worst game than Dota, right? As the 2 teams, they're really making us work here for the entertainment that we came for. Like, we just want them battling out, and the most that we can cast here is the epic battle of the heroes and the creeps in the woods. Storm, what happened? They're not giving any info. Usually you need to give info to the admin. NAVI Jr., they are going to be saying that they're having some lag, so hopefully a quick reconnect will make it all good. Let's use this time to see at the levels of the support. Silencer, barely level 5. Batrider, barely level 4. Odds, same. Wisdom rune 1 was picked up by 9 class. The other one picked up the other wisdom. The hell? Oh, it was Daze. Okay, I found it. Okay, they're ready to go. Daze is having some experience issues in general. But overall, let's see. As I said, the most interesting thing we can cast is 7 Jesuk. He's gonna rip these creeps apart. Look at how much he's right-clicking them. His Team Sexy, they're in a smoke. Where's the bottom lane? Mirage, Sonic Wave at the ready. He did use it with the Arcane Rune. And now he wants to destroy the Morphling. But, sorry, the PL. but not gonna be easy to kill him, especially with him being so deep
Radiant's bottom
in his
tower
own
is
jungle.
under attack.
He should know roughly where he's at. The ward, they see him clearly, and here comes Mirage, the big boys coming over, but the smoke will break and
Radiant's bottom tower
it's gonna
is
be
under attack.
apparent. They are in the area and will give the PL time to escape as the storm jumps in on the Pugna. That should be a kill. Mirage, he can't do anything other than just run away and let his buddy die. It was okay, he was already skin and bones, pretty much starving, so the Pugna is quite skinny. Okay, he probably would have died on his own. PMA, charged. They're coming to steal the Ancients. They see it quite well. The Queen of Pain could Sonic Wave this. That actually would make a lot of sense if you want to do it. PMA. And there's the Moo Sound Sonic Wave and the Nether Strike. They finish him off with these. Team Sexy, they invade the Navi Jr.
Radiant's middle tower has
Triangle. They are going to be turning around onto the Queen of Pain. Mirage should be okay there. The Siege Shot will be bouncing around a little bit, but it really won't be doing all that much damage. So Team Sexy, they steal some Ancients, they get a kill, and they move out. Get away with murder, if you will. Now it's time to pressure this even more. Daze, he had the flame break but didn't have the mana at the moment. No Firefly, and with a couple of bashes and right clicks, they will be able to bring him down. He's doing his best just to stay alive, but Nefrit, he will relentlessly chase him down. Daze is digging out his own grave. At least I will choose where I'm buried as Richmond comes over as well. Daze is still alive, juking around the trees there with the healing salve. Now Richmond has put himself in a bad position. We don't need to kill your position 4. We'll just kill your storm. Thank you, Richmond. Coming in like the true buddy. Usually it's the supports that die for their cores, but the other way around. Well, Richmond, he thought it would be the right approach here. He was definitely wrong. Rubik dying there is a small price to pay for Team Sexy to bring down a Storm who's already having a crap game. At least the God the Juice is farming relatively well. He's going for an Aghanim, so that's gonna delay the pushes of his enemies slightly. And he will be able to push out the waves without really showing himself with the Spirit Lance, but it's not looking good. The gold lead is increasing by the minute here, and Team Sexy are getting everything they want. 4 days. He is on the menu. Does he know? Does he know that he's dead? Well, he knows now. Okay. That's the moment in your life when you just accept destiny. Destiny has come for you. Destiny has come for your life, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. The top tier one, that's a big tower. Every time when I see a weaker team play a Beastmaster versus a team that's on paper stronger, they lose this tower way too early, and the Beastmaster isn't able to farm as much as he would want. Even though he did not get shut down in lane all that much, it's still a catastrophe. Storm, he wants to get all of his mana out. Richmond, you can see that he doesn't want to use it. He'll use it now, but he doesn't have a tower. Zip a little bit earlier, doesn't dodge the charge, but either way, Richmond loses his mana, and Nefrit, I guess he loses the ulti there for the time being. He's gonna be okay with it. Right now for Team Sexy, the idea is play aggressive, force out the global silence. Don't let Navi Jr. engage and then use the global silence. No, go forward. Maybe you'll lose the hero, you'll force out the global, then you can continue with the pressure even more. 65% win probability. Sounds about right, but if the trend continues, it is gonna be getting much worse, much faster for Navi Juniors. Look at Team Sexy in their triangle, and Navi, they have to change something. They're going for a smoke. Going on the aggressive with the silencer, that's what you want. You want the storm to jump, global silence, bring somebody down. Mirage would be a great one to finish off, and there's the global silencer trying to finish him off. You will be able to blink out. No, he'll be taken down. Lasso wasn't even needed, wasn't even used. Daze in a lot of trouble. His life being sucked out of him as the lasso will be going for it, and that's going to be the Pugna following through in the steps of his Queen of Pain as well. Stolen last word by the Rubik. Not the best spell, but it's not the worst either, so your Storm is going to have to be somewhat careful on the side of Navi Jr. Still very nice, 2 clean kills. The response from Team Sexy was non-existent. This is what I was talking about. Team Sexy, they really wanted that global silence to be used when they were attacking, right? And well, it wasn't. Navi Jr., they keep composed, they wait, they smoke, and they get themselves nice 2 clean kills. Pagna maybe didn't have to die there, but he probably thought he was going to be able to finish off the pad before he gets close. Kind of overestimating his damage output. How's the Morphling doing? I mean, obviously he's doing great, but he already has a Manta, so now he's probably going to start working towards the Aghanim Scepter. We'll be going for a Lotus. What you want, and the Queen of Pain. Sanjin Kaya, that's going to be the approach. Okay. No surprises here. Storm probably wants a Kaya. Yeah, there's no other way to approach it. Falcon Blade Kaya, especially with the game going so badly. And NAVI Junior, hopefully those lags now are a little bit better. 150 more gold for the PL to get the Aghanim Scepter. That's huge, actually. There's gonna be a ton of illusions. Of course, early on, until he gets like a heart, they're not that strong, but at least he'll be able to push out safely.
Radiant are scanning.
Versus the Spirit Breaker, it's a big deal. A bigger deal than a lot of people give it credit. NAVI Junior, with that one fight, they have stopped the bleeding. The gold lead isn't increasing any longer, at least. And they will have some big items. Aghanims in the PL, the Helm of the Overlord on the Beastmaster. Storm will get his Kaya. They're going to be even more ready for a fight with the next Global Science, which is only going to be there in 40 seconds. I'm glad there's a Silencer in game, right? So, he's like a marriage counselor for the Queen of Pain and the Beastmaster who are just screaming, and there's this guy, like, silence! Shut up. Or maybe like a father for one of them, father-in-law for the other. Or when things are going bad, not be a bad deal to get the family involved. Team Sexy. Get into the enemy jungle. Richmond gonna be found. The last word is on him. They killed the Silencer already. He does have a buyback. God, Juice is taking so much damage. They need the Global Science. Another bash is still gonna kill him. And no, he just turns around. The Global Science with the buyback is just doing so much. It is gonna be a global on the defensive. But still, even with the roar on the Spirit Breaker, he's gonna have a charge in a second. Will never get the chance to escape far away. As Daze finishes him up there with a Flame Grave. What was stolen? It will only be a bore. 3 heroes die from Team Sexy. Cost only a buyback on NAVI Junior. It could have been a catastrophe for NAVI if the Silencer didn't save his buyback, but he did. He understood the importance of his life. He understood that he didn't really need to be a part of the fight, just needed to be far away to provide the Global Science, and it was enough for them to win it quite handily. Rubik lassoed. Rubik probably going to be going down. Actually, with the Pugna coming over, it's probably going to be happening. Storm jumping in. That's a little bit too deep. He loses half of his mana. Just enough to run away. Is it just enough? There's gonna be a Saki from the Pugna, and Richmond will be going down to the charge and the Sonic Wave. 7 just into the backlines. Finishes off with this. That will be a dieback, dead for 52 as Daze is trying to fly away. And that's most likely not gonna be allowed. 7 Jesu is chasing him, going through the fire and just extinguishing everything. It is gonna be a charge, but it will never connect, as the Morphling will get the kill. You lose the 2 supports, you get the 2 supports and the Storm Spirit, plus one of those did buyback in the previous fight, so that's going to be quite huge. But the time for the PL to farm is there as his defusal. It is going to be finished in no time.
Deepens. The silence deepens.
No global for 40. Team Sexy would probably like to try something now. But once they have the Ags on the Morph, oh, that's gonna be a problem. I don't know if the PL goes for a Lincoln's this game. Maybe he does. Just don't buy a heart, buy a Lincoln's. I don't know. It feels like something you wouldn't want to do, but might be a necessity in this game in general. You just cannot allow the Morphling to just steal your stats every time. It's gonna make it unplayable. Queen of Pain will be going for Nags now versus the PL Illusions. That's going to be a lot of screaming. Let's see now.
Radiant are scanning.
The Ancient Thunderhide on the top lane. 7 Jesu isn't really that easy of a target. What do they have to jump him? Now that he has a Manta and can remove the global silence, 7 Jesu isn't really a target that can die. Only if you catch him with his pants down without the Manta, maybe you can kill him. But even then is a question if you'll get the right initiation before he gets the morph off. Nefrit, now he has the Shadow Blade. He's going to be going all over the map. This is the strength of this hero. Yeah, they reduced the cooldown of his ulti and all. But the biggest problem with the hero is that he can move around the map too fast. And the map is so big nowadays that it is a big deal. They can just charge from one place to another and make sure that the wave is pushed out without pretty much any effort. As the Roche will be targeted by Navi Jr. They have the inner beast aura, they have a PL. This should be a fast one. Team Sexy unaware, can't do anything. It is gonna be an easy grab for Navi Jr. It is looking very much free. Team Sexy have no info about this happening. Even if they would make their way over there right now, it would be too late. So it is gonna be a double life for Got the Juice. Doesn't give it to the Storm. Shows that he wants to fight, and he's already queuing up the Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, he understands. You have to get it. It is a necessity versus the Morphling. Things are going well for Navi Jr., not gonna lie. Like, the way that the game started, it felt like Team Sexy are gonna be winning it no problem. Usually Navi Jr. would be getting back out of these games on the back of a Magnus on PMA, but this time around, they've just been farming and fighting a little bit, not too much. I feel like Team Sexy could have pressured more, but it's not like they didn't make any aggressive moves. They were in the enemy triangle. That's quite deep into enemy territory still without finding too many kills. Jesu, next item, either a Lincoln's or a Scotty, we'll find out fairly soon. But the mid lane tower on the menu here. The charge is coming through onto the Ancient Thunderhide, so it's not really going to be doing all that much as he stops it. Yeah. Scoring the fight for now. Pain still has a haste rune.
Worthy tribute.
We'll be having a Aghanim Scepter in no time. He is farming really fast on Mirage. Daze, poor guy, charged up. I think he knows. He's aware, so we'll be fine. Very nice for him. The third Wisdom runes, they're up. Now nobody seems to be too interested in them. Navi Jr. using this Aegis to farm. Everything is fine currently, but the Morphling is getting a little bit out of control, I'd say. So maybe Navi Jr. would want to try to apply some pressure to him during this Aegis. He is farming faster than anybody else at a significantly faster, to be honest. Still, I mean, if you look at the positioning of the heroes, no one is close to each other. Like, everybody is dispersed, showing that everybody just wants to farm. Which is weird. I expected some more aggression from both of these teams, but they are quite confident in the later portions of the game. Morphlink wants a Lincoln's as well. Versus the Roar, versus the Lasso, the Lincoln's makes a lot of sense. Maybe even the Queen will get it. Thinking about a BKB. Versus the PL, you have to get one. Too much mana burn. And there's the aggression from Navi Jr. They are gonna try to get the tower down. Got the juice. Does it no sweat. No Manta still up for him. Okay, going up the high ground. Might be a little bit too dangerous. You're surrounded by enemies, but the rest of Navi Jr. are gonna be coming over till the end. Will get caught by the storm. Trying to finish him off with the Crep, saving him thus far. And here comes the cow through everybody. He connects onto the storm. They're trying to finish him off, and there's the Morphling turned into the PL. With your PL being stolen, that's the time where you have to run away. Just the TP out, PMA, where's the badge? They have the charge. He's going to be able to push him a little bit back. And 7 Jesu gets a double kill. That's 2 of your cores dying whilst you have the Aegis. The Morphling just makes the PL unplayable.
Deepens.
That's the thing. Until you have your Lincoln Spheres, available to stop the morph, it's a problem. Like, you could see the second that the morph turned into the PL that it was time to go back, right? They just didn't want to fight any longer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think PL made the call. Like, guys, he stole me. He stole my hero.
Radiant's middle tower is under
We have to run. And he just left him there. Unfortunately, the charge from the Spirit Breaker was already coming through, and, well, the rest is history. This is gonna be a perfect illusion for the PL, but I'm... after that fight, I'm getting kind of scared. You need the Lincolns as fast as possible, and it seems to me that he's gonna be finishing the Manta first.
Radiant's
Queen of Pain now
bottom
has the
tower is under
Axe.
attack.
Damage output much higher.
Gold for me.
Thorn Spirit is, if I was him, I'd be thinking about an Aghanim Scepter right now. You need game-changing items if you're Navi Jr. Too far behind to just be going for classic core items there. Queen of Pain did jump to the side. And they, okay, stolen PL again. 7 Jessu. You can see immediately him running forward. He knows that they do not have a carry. Like, you literally do not have a carry currently on Navi Jr. And he's your most farmed hero. So you immediately have to run. This time around, they'll be able to get out in time. Actually, they did get a charge onto the Silencer with the Spirit Breaker coming over. That should be a Silencer dead. Shadow Amulet. No hiding in the shadows for you, my friend. He's got the juice. Leaves a few illusions there to farm as he runs away. They are gunning for him. And actually, we'll be finding the Beastmaster. The Nether Strike connects. A lot of damage was already done with the Morphling coming in. It's going to be even easier to finish him off. You can see the PL illusions actually doing so much when the Morph isn't available for the Morphling, as they're going to be going for the charge. Don't have the Nether Strike. Daze is in the vicinity to protect his buddy as the PL wants to fight. He understands now is the time, but there will be a Morph in 3 seconds, and he will be turning into a PL as soon as he can. Breaking that Lincoln's is going to be a problem, but the gold lead is getting too big. The Queen of Pain, the Spirit Breaker, both of these heroes are going to be a nuisance, a problem for the PL, as they are trying to find Richmond. He uses all of his mana to get into the Fog of War. Smart move from him. But what does the Bat have? He has a Blink Force, so pretty much has everything he needs. The thing is, you need to be using these items for pickoffs. Now versus the Morphling, it's hard. He has a Lincoln Sphere. I still would like the Queen to get a Lincolns as well. BKB sounds good. I know, Lincolns just sounds better in this game. Maybe you do need a BKB as a Queen just to be able to stand your ground in a fight. I guess even if you get roared during the BKB, you're not gonna die. And then you can get the Lincolns afterwards. It really doesn't change much for you. Morphling level 20. Waveform attacks target is now available. So he's gonna be a problem for a PL even more. Going with the waveform through his illusions pretty much kills them all with the amount of damage that the Morphling does. 7 Jessu having a game of his life. Actually, even thinking about pushing the high ground here, at least forcing Navi Jr. back. They do have the glyph. We're not going to be using it immediately. And look at that tower damage. Morphling, this hero is always tough to deal with. The right click's a little bit too strong as the Rubik got caught. I guess that's the Blink Force staff, the lasso. That's quite nice. And Team Sexy will get themselves out. They didn't do that much damage to the tower, but almost half HP. Not bad. Not bad at all. A couple of more attacks, it would have been half HP. That's irreparable damage. They'll be able to do anything about it. This PL, he does finish off the Lincolns, got the juice. He understood just how important this is. Versus the Spirit Breaker, versus the Morphling, it is just huge. Let's see, 7 Jessu going for a Butterfly. The way that you deal with illusion-based heroes is the Butterfly. That's why they need the Bloodthorn later on. MKB isn't really going to help all that much. Well, we'll see if that's something that the PL is going to be gunning for. I'm thinking he finishes off the Manta, and then you do go for... you don't even need the Manta. SNY might be better. But Manta, and then into a Bloodthorn. I'd like to see that. There's a lot of magical damage on Team Sexy. Roche will be up in a minute and 20, so there will be a raid inside Roche. Global Silence comes out, the Pugna will be going down, but what now? He does have a buyback. Lotus Orb on the Rubik, protecting him for now. The Dust will get used, and the Rider will be sent back. The charge coming in again, and here comes the Morphling. Richmond is dead. That's gonna be your Storm gone. With the PL Illusions actually doing so much in this fight. Morphling does have his ulti, the Lincolns will get broken, so now he can turn into the PL and will do just that. No more stats for you. Where's your agility? Not very agile, are we? And your non-agile legs will be broken by 7 Jesu. So Team Sexy, they lose 2 of their supports, but who cares when the cores of the enemies are all dead. Very nice there. Now 7 Jesu can walk into the Roche pit and find out that there is no Roche. He will be spawning on the Radiant side. They're immediately moving there to push out the waves, to shove them out. Just to make sure that they are the ones that have better positioning when it comes to claiming the Roche. A very nice Lincoln's break by Nefrit onto the PL. You can see immediately, the second he does that, the Morphling takes the form of a PL. Just clicks on the illusion. The way that the morph works is that when you click on the illusion, it transfers onto the real hero. I don't know how I feel about it though. Would I want it to be unclickable on illusions? Or maybe I would want it to just be clickable on the hero. If you click on illusions, they just die, which would be a little bit of a too big of a nerf for a morph. You don't have a global silence yet, but I think they can delay Roche long enough. Team Sexy, their Spirit Breaker is missing half of his HP. And he's only now coming with a charge. Let's have an Aghanim Scepter, Octarine Core, so this is going to be a 6-second charge for himself. Closer to 7, I guess. Now that they did change it. It used to be 6 seconds. The plus 1 second overall. Smoke from Team Sexy. They did use the Fade Bolt. No cooldowns on either side. 5-man smoke from each side. Navi Jr. Days. He has smoke breaks. He goes on to the Spirit Breaker. That's not the one that you want. Immediately got charged up and he's dead. Then a strike was used. Nice Lotus Orb onto the Queen of Pain, protecting him. He does have a BKB charging onto the Storm. Bashed up and gone. The Lincolns of the Morph will get broken, and the Queen of Pain just jumping around PMA. He wants to roar. He wants to get the kill. He got it off, but it didn't change anything. The 2 buybacks from Navi Jr. Nobody cares about them. PL just running away for now. Protected by the Glimmer Cape. He'll be safe. Blink, did he turn into the PL? Yeah, he did. Yep. Got the juice. Has no stats again. It's just dumb. Like, PL with no attack speed. Like, that's not fair. That's just straight up not fair. They will walk themselves into the Roche pit. Buyback is available on the Beastmaster. He doesn't have the roar though. As Navi Jr. are coming over, they want to make something happen. They want to change something. I'm not sure that they can. They'll be going in there with the bat, immediately charged up. The Aegis was picked up by the Morphling, and they found the PL, and he will not be found any longer. There were a ton of him. Now there is none of them left. That will be another fight won for Team Sexy. This game now completely in their favor, with the Morphling doubling the Storm and actually like 8,000 gold ahead of the PL. That's a huge margin, an insurmountable one in this moment in time, it seems. The charges from Nefrit have been amazing. The thing is, one of the good things when you get the Aghanims, it's not only that you lower your cooldown significantly, is that you lose the animation for the charge. So there's not that charge up, you know, like in cartoons where the feet start just going in circles. Nope, you just instantly go forward like you're a Rubik. So since there's no charge up, there's no animation, you just instantly charge forward, and that's what happened to the Bat Rider there. Smoke breaks, they see him, charge instantly onto him. You're not going to be able to blink Lasso. Now, lane of Rax, dead.
Radiant's bottom
There is still a tier 2 in the mid lane and in the top lane that's protecting your base. And Team Sexy, I don't see a reason for them to stop.
tower is under attack.
The cheese. It was taken and used in previous fight. I know by who. I'm gonna assume it was the Queen of Pain. She got quite low there a couple of times in a fight. Morphling now has a Satanic Butterfly. He's stacked. He's 6 slotted here. 34 minutes into the game. Very, very powerful. As they are gonna try to control the entirety of the map. Daze will be protected for now. Had the Ogre Seal Totem to get himself away. That was very, very dangerous for him. So, when you take the bottom lane as Dire, the only thing you need to do is take the enemy triangle. It's really that easy. Nowadays, when the map is slightly bigger, you can still get wrapped around a little bit easier. But Navi Junior, they don't have that kind of a lineup. Navi Junior's lineup works the best when they're in their base. They smoke up, lasso into the base, right? So that's what you want to do. But I don't think that 7 Jesu minds, even if he gets lassoed. The team of his can join, but they don't have to. They can stay in the backlines.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah, just like this. The Navi Junior lineup, considering the Aegis, they can only spam, but the Morphling again turned into a PL. It's a problem. Like, look at what those illusions are doing. The push speed is just way too huge. The Batrider is trying to find somebody in the backlines because 7 just really is not a target.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
He's using this PL form beautifully. He uses the Phantom's Rush to get the extra agility, then he just continues attacking the Raxus. It's just impossible to go for him. Got the juice, he even has the shard, so he can go for that old... I don't even know what the spell was called, but now it's on Juxtapose, but you go into him. They already finished off Daze. The roar will be coming out onto the Pugna with the Glimmer Cape. He's completely protected. 7 Jesu holding his ground with the Satanic. He's not losing any HP. He did lose the mana though on 7 Jesu, but doesn't really look like he cares too much. He's still gonna be standing his ground here, losing even more mana, gonna be silenced up, and he will be moving out for now. But still has the Pugna behind him to give him all the HP and mana that he needs. Lotus Orb there. The life drain there. Here, have the mana, have my life. Till the end. Almost killed himself there for his buddy, but it was not necessary because 7 Jesu got just as much life as he needed. Now he's going to be continuing going forward. He will be turning into a PL again. The second that they break that fleek, and 7 Jesu is always ready to turn into him and take down all of the Raxes with the attack speed and the stats stolen from the PL. He is way too strong to fight versus charge in from Nefret. He will be going on to BMA. They want him dead, doing as much damage as they can, and it will be enough. Storm jumping into the backline, trying to do as much as he can. Richmond goes to the side, and even the supports are going to be staying unfazed versus him. The GG was called as Team Sexy are slaughtering everyone. Richmond will be the last one to fall as the throne of Navi Junior will follow shortly after. Team Sexy, they get themselves a victory, a very easy one. 37 minutes gameplay, 37 minutes of them crushing Navi Junior. It started off with the laning phase, it continued into the early mid-game, and now in the earlier portions of the late game, they will be getting an easy victory without much pushback. Morphling continuing to be the top dog across all regions. He has been a top hero in Dream League as well, and people still cannot find a right way to deal with this hero. So what's the right way? Ban it if you're not gonna pick it, especially if you're coming in as the underdog. And Navi Junior, what was shown in this first game is that they definitely are the underdog in this series. Navi, the senior team, they won the first series of the day with a 2-0 score. Navi Junior, they will not be filling up those shoes winning 2-0, but they might win this one still 2-1 if they can get themselves a reverse sweep. But if they'll be able to, we'll find out after the break.